have breaking news. A boy who says he was sexually assaulted by two men.
Let's get right to Tom Waite on the city's east side. What can you tell us, Tom?
Well, Diana, I can tell you that police on the scene are telling me, in fact, they believe a boy as young as 11, possibly as old as 13, was raped here in this area, taken from his school and raped somewhere in the area of Haverville and Lake Point. I'm with a neighbor here, Lawrence Snyder. You said you found the boy. Yeah. Tell me what you saw, what you heard. This is absolutely crazy.
Okay, well, the thing is, the little boy was walking up the street. I noticed that his hands was behind his back. He had no pants on, no shoes on, and I seen him go up to a neighbor, and I said to him, I asked my neighbor, I'm like, well, do you need me to call the police or whatever? She was like, she waited for me to come down.
Was he upset? Was he crying?
Yeah, well, you can see that he was in a daze or whatever the situation is. So when I went up to the little boy, I was asking him, I'm like, well, you know, what's wrong, whatever. And he was telling me that somebody was rang the bell at the school up here.
Wayne Elementary School.
Yeah, well, and when he opened the door, they snatched him out of the school.
So he answered the door. Someone was knocking or ringing on the door. He went to the door, opened it, and then someone grabbed him and threw him in a car.
Right. And he said they took him to some abandoned house or whatever, some type of woods thing, and they raped him.
And he said it was two people, two men?
It was two men that raped him or whatever in a green truck. So I asked the little boy, I'm like, well, what is your parents' name? You know, before I called the police first, but I asked him, what is your parents' number, whatever. He gave me his grandmother's number. I called his grandmother and told her where he was at or whatever and what the situation is. Took them a couple of minutes to come down, but
how was he doing? Was he sitting there and kind of, I mean,
well, he was sitting there. He was like, I feel bad. I feel like I'm going to pass out or whatever the situation is. So I just tried to comfort the boy. Me and my neighbor down there, we tried to comfort the boy. And, you know, it's a sad thing, man.
Absolutely. You know? I mean, there are some abandoned homes over in this area. There are a number of them.
Yeah, well, it's not on this block. This block mainly is a beautiful block. It's the next block up that's right from the school.
Yeah, here it's fine, and that's Wayne Elementary over there. Dave, let's go on over this so people can see where this all happened. Basically, over at that school, down Haverville and Lake Point. This is Lake Point we're on right now, I believe, and that's where the school is, and that's where he was and he was pulled out of there. Basically, he said pulled into a car.
Yeah, well, I guess basically he opened the door. Yeah, he opened the door, and somebody basically the man grabbed him out of the school, and I guess took him in the truck and took him somewhere and raped him.
And you said he was 11. The police were telling me possibly 13.
The little boy told me he was 11 years old.
Okay.
Okay, I had a grandson. Yeah, you know, the little boy told me he was 11 years old, so I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Right, who knows? He was in a daze.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is, too, you know, I had a grandson to go up to that school.
Thank you so much, Lawrence, for talking to us. Really appreciate it, but obviously a very, very terrifying situation here. We're going to continue to follow it and bring you any new developments. The good news is the boy is at the hospital now, but certainly just a horrific situation. Reporting live on the east side, back to you in the studio.
Terrifying, horrific, like you said, Tom. It just is unbelievable to hear. I know we're reaching out, I'm sure, to the school as well. So as soon as we get more information, we'll pass it along to our viewers. Thank you, Tom.